Well, hello there, you actually came back. Today I'll be going in depth in Crescendo and its levels, and I hope you enjoy. I first want to start with a general overview of Crescendo itself. Crescendo is the most recent installment in the questline, and is by far the longest and hardest of them all. There are 10 levels, all with their own bosses, excluding the first 4. There are 6 enemy types with 5 with their respective bosses. The average playtime for Crescendo is around 40 minutes. There is also a silver system like Isle's Gold. It is obtained in a different way though. Before we begin, there are timestamps for certain sections. I'm first going to start with the enemies. As mentioned beforehand, there are 6 of them. This includes the Wolf Bellhop, Pumpkin Splicer, Maid, Swooper Bat, and Fireball Bat. The Wolf is kind of like a tank enemy and drops 25 silver on death. It also has the most health of all of the enemies and is also around the fastest. The Bellhop is a ranged enemy and is weak but dangerous. It works similar to the flintlock skeleton in Isle, but targets the torso instead of the head, which means that you have to physically move to avoid the bullet. They drop 20 silver on death. The Pumpkin Splicer is like a pawn in chess, expandable and found in bulk. They are the most common enemy and are present throughout the entire game. They drop 10 silver on death. The Maid is also a ranged enemy and pelts bones at the players. They throw 3 one after the other and have a sizable amount of health. They also drop 10 silver on death. The Swooper Bat is one of the bat types and dives it at the player. They are fast and nimble, but have very little health. They drop 15 silver on death. The last enemy is the Fireball Bat and shoots fireballs at the players. They have a reasonable amount of health and are hard to kill. They drop 5 silver on death. I'm now going to show you the weapons. Listed below are all obtainable ones. You have the Blunderbuss, Flintlock, Plate, Pitchfork, Shovels, Hunter's Crossbow, Crossbow Torch and the Whip. The Blunderbuss is the Vampire Hunter's shotgun and is a heavy damage dealer. They are relatively easy to find. The Flintlock is a good weapon as well. It has 6 rounds in the gun and deals a lot of damage, but is also rare to find. Plates are high damage but one-use items. They are good to use as a last-ditch effort and are found in the Inverted Ballroom. The Pitchfork is a melee weapon and is very common. It doesn't have that much durability or damage. The Shovel is a pitchfork but better in every way. The Hunter's Crossbow is a high damage sniper rifle that needs manual reloading. It is relatively rare. The crossbow is the same rareness and the roll as the Hunter's Crossbow, but allows one-handed use. The torch isn't really a weapon, it's more miscellaneous, but it still deals damage. It is only found in the basement or the dungeon. The whip is the main weapon in Crescendo and is used in almost everything. You can be used to move around levels and as swiftly as possible with unlimited uses. You cannot get through Crescendo without this item. Now I will move on to the levels. The entirety of Crescendo spans 10 of them, 6 of them being boss levels. I'll list them and then go in depth on each one. There's Burningburg, Carriage Ride, Castle Grounds, Grand Hall, Gallery, Chamber of Knowledge, Garden of Sorrow, Inverted Ballroom, the Dungeon, and lastly the Concert Hall. Burningburg is the first level and takes place in the Burning Village, overrun with enemies. It is by far my favourite level of them all. This level is also devoid of wolves and bellhops. Then there's the Carriage Ride. You're attacked on all sides by enemies. This level is devoid of maids and bellhops. Third is the Castle Ground. Every enemy appears in this level and makes you work your way through the grounds to reach the entrance. Fourth is the Grand Hall. This is a safe space every 2 levels moving forward. There is no enemies and is full of weapons and supplies. Fifth is the Gallery and contains the first boss, the Maid. Although they have high health, it is possible to defeat them in 2 blunderbusses, although very hard. They are usually defeated in 3. They drop 100 silver on death and throw a light bones. This level is devoid of wolves. Sixth is the Chamber of Knowledge and is the home of the Bellhop boss. They shoot 5 bullets at once and can be eliminated in 2 blunderbusses. They drop 400 silver on death and this level contains every enemy. Seventh is the Garden of Sorrow. Every enemy is in this level as well and is the home of the Splicer boss. They can be killed easily with 3 blunderbusses and they drop 200 silver on death. The boss works exactly the same as a regular Splicer. Eighth is the Inverted Ballroom with the Bat boss. They can be taken out easily with 2 blunderbusses, shoots 5 projectiles at once and drops 800 silver on death. There are spikes on the floor of the ballroom though, so be careful. This level also contains every enemy in the game. Ninth is the dungeon, and is devoid of wolves, bellhops, and fireball bats. The boss for this room is the Wolf, and is killed with 3 blunderbusses. They drop 1,600 silver on death. They also work exactly the same as their counterpart. Finally is the concert hall, where you must fight Dracula himself. He shoots multiple projectiles and is harmed by the light that you must point at him. Once injured, you have to find the bat that he is out of the 5 total ones that spawn. He makes a voice line every time you hit him, and when you find him, you need to hit him repeatedly to kill him. You repeat this cycle another 2 times, and then you beat him. This room will contain enemies depending on if you killed the wrong bats or not. You are rewarded an extra 2,000 to 15,000 silver depending on your rank, and those are the levels. Although I'm not completely sure about them, I will mention the ranks. Please remember that these are subject to change when new info comes about. S plus is 1 death max, S is 2 to 3 deaths, A is 4 to 6 deaths, B is 7 to 9 deaths, and C is 10 plus. This rank is important as it depends on your reward item and bonus silver. When I mention rarity in items, I mean rarity of the spawning in this, a chest. It's a roll of the dice and can give you anywhere from nothing to blunderbusses and other weapons as well as lots of silver. It will be one of your main reliance of weapons throughout the game. I'll lastly talk about silver itself. Silver is a currency in Crescendo that can be used to buy the aristocrat sets, which come in green, red, black and purple, with each containing a higher amount of silver than the other. You'll also be able to buy some apples. But as great as Crescendo is, it does have its flaws. Unfinished terrain and map glitching, as well as certain bugs that can ruin the experience. 2 examples are being trapped in a death loop and the wolf boss silver pile dropping underneath the map. I want to thank you guys for watching this. This took a long time to make an edit. Please can you correct me if anything is wrong in the comments. I'll see you soon.